Blvd.
Hey guys, James here with JPTV. You already know what the vibes is. I'm just customizing my testimony. Hallelujah. That's an interesting place to stop. I went to Venetian, but apparently they're charging for parking, so I'm at the Treasure Island, sorry. As you can tell, I'm at the former spot of La Mirage, or El Mirage, sorry. And it's about to be Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. So a lot of changes here in Vegas. Mademoiselle and Monsieur here from the very beautiful Bellagio. And of course, we got the Bellvd over here. Yeah. Going past the Cosmopolitan. And there's another Starbucks right there. I tell you what, seeing the mall so empty reminds me of those back rooms. You know, the liminal space. It's like, where's everybody? Where did everybody go? It's just so empty in here. In front of New York, and that's what used to be Tropicana across the street there. That big pile of rubble over there used to be where I parked many times because it's like on the edge of a strip and it was free and just a great spot to get out on. So, man, Vegas is changing quite a bit, as you can tell. I remember going to In-N-Out when I was like, the second time I was here, and going through the construction just to get over there. I didn't really know about like these nice walkways and sidewalks and stuff like that, or at least I didn't use them. So yeah, a lot of changes here. This right here used to be an old Tiki like plaza with super ghetto dispensaries and stuff like that, and now it's like a chic mall looking thing. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Yeah, it's totally different. I don't think I have videos of how it was back in the day, but called the Boulevard. Nice. Here I am on top of the Boulevard. This used to be the most ghetto area, and now it's like the most high class area. I like these little funnels here. It's like overlooking the city. You can just sit here for hours in that direction that way. Almost starting to look like Miami beachfront right there. Pretty cool. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. I love when they incorporate observation decks or vista views into the architecture. It's absolutely beautiful. You can just sit here and watch the city. And when the F1 is going on, this is probably a prime spot for the Formula One. Man is going fast. So my question here is, what's beyond? If you zoom in all the way, what is at the end of the tunnel? The upstairs at Planet Hollywood looks absolutely empty. I mean, there's usually like crowds in here and stuff going on. Must be early during a weekday. Bubba Gump. Also, Planet Hollywood is a casino that used to have those terrible floods, like the water coming from the roof and stuff. I'm like, what in the world? Is the famous escalator that most of those YouTube pranks are filmed. It's like a great place next to the Paris place, and Drea's is above. I hope I don't get hit with copyright, but yeah. So here I am at the Link Square, close to I Love Sugar, and I haven't seen many street performers besides the Dancing Grandma. Yes, sir. Here I am at the Flamingo Hotel Garden here, and you see some tortoises. You see various birds, but what I really want to show you are these flamingos, famous for their pink pigment. Let me see if I can find some. There you go, some flamingos here in person. That's amazing. Feels absolutely humid and tropical over here. So I'm gonna get out of here. The court is where the boomers used to hang out. They used to have like live music on the stage back there. Kind of a fun vibe, you know? Kind of cool. Caesar's Palace across the street. Of course, the Venetian. This place is always a vibe. And look how clean the water is today. Kind of want to jump in. It is tempting for sure. I am currently in the Wynn in Las Vegas, and the Encore is just north of this location. But the Encore here and its counterpart in Boston pretty much have the same vibes. It's almost like to the same spec. This is a pretty good song. I think these things come down and they kind of like wave and stuff, so it's pretty cool, the lighting in here. Here are the lights that I'm talking about. I don't know if you can tell that they're slightly going up and down. Maybe if I zoom in ever so slightly, barely noticeable. And look at that pool right there. Looks like they can play a movie on it or just do the waterfall. Pretty cool. The Wynn Casino. Got the McLaren, not a miss. Just, you know, $250,000 cars. No biggie. No biggie. This area, I was like sitting like right here, and this conventionally attractive, she was alright. She came up to me, she's like, hey, gave me the whole big boy and stuff like that. And vibe set in, I was like, oh, she's one of those. Gotta pay to play. So that's when I kept it moving. I was like, alright, well, thanks for the conversation. I'll see you later. And just dipped out of there. As you can tell, I'm behind the Wynn, which is over that way, and the Spear is that way. I'm gonna see if I can get some AC right now. Vegas has a lot of these liminal space backrooms vibes, you know, but there are some people from time to time. Something interesting about the Spear is they were building that about 4 years ago when I was here. You can't see it right now, but it's like above this bridge with the cameras on it. So it's just back there. Well, there you have it. It's locked down like Fort Knox, but that is pretty much as close as I can get to the Spear, I believe. There's a smiley face. Once you get the newest update to the Flight Simulator 2024, I think that comes standard, the little face there that pops up from time to time. At the Twin Towers, win an encore, and look at this Chevy. Looks like Silverado with the deep dish rims, the undercarriage chromed out, the dollar signs right there. That is a statement piece if I've ever seen one. Look at that. I don't know if you guys have played San Andreas, but you know that church that's off of the strip? Here is the real life version right here. It appears to be a Catholic church, but I just want to show you that right behind the Encore here off the Las Vegas Strip. Pretty cool. That's why I used to live here in Vegas. I used to do this walk like a lot, but it's been a while, I must say. And this is where you can rent the exotics. I should go to Speedway Vegas, but that's way out of the way. That's where you can see these firsthand in person, just out in the open, you know, just chilling. Just chilling, man. A lot of things change in 4 years. So this is a Fontainebleau, which was staying vacant for many years. And now we have what appears to be a Mercedes. Looks like the whole Mercedes right there. That's pretty cool. Looks like the paint at the bottom, a uniform color. That is art right there. Oh, so here's for the first time we are seeing the Fontainebleau together. I've never been in this place. It's been closed down and surrounded by like those boards and stuff. And the Conrad is behind me, of course. That's pretty cool. This reminds me of lower on the strip, closer to the airport, but it is a Fontainebleau. And as you get into here, it opens up. Of course, you have the slot machines and all that kind of stuff. Fontainebleau was sitting here vacant for years, so it's only natural that it has such a chill vibe. I mean, there are people in here, but it's so relaxing. And look, I found a power cord. There is seating overlooking the casino down there, and I think this actually goes up another floor for the public. And then above that, of course, are what, 10 to 20 more stories of, you know, living facilities and stuff. And I think those would be the fine luxury residencies, or aka the hotel. So yeah, I haven't been up there, but I'm getting closer to the Strat. I'll probably do a part 2 to this, not for the Fontainebleau, but just for the Strip and the north side of Vegas. Stay tuned. Vibes, bro.